Hey everyone, and welcome to another Explainer. Today, we're looking at the absolute foundation of our modern world, and I mean that literally. Actually, did you know that an electric vehicle requires 6 times the mineral inputs of a conventional car? 6 times! We're about to explore a massive paradigm shift regarding the modern resources powering our everyday lives. We often think of innovation in terms of software or digital code, but today, we're going back to the Earth. We're talking about the strategic evolution of modern mining and critical minerals.
Okay, let's dive into this. The quote here says, "From the Bronze Age to the Silicon and Lithium Age, mining has officially become a matter of national security." Just think about that for a second. Digging in the dirt is no longer just some basic industrial activity. It's literally a matter of absolute global survival and intense geopolitical strategy. The physical materials we pull out of the ground today are absolutely going to dictate the balance of power tomorrow.
All right, let's start with Section 1, the Silicon and Lithium Age.
The story of mining is deeply connected to human development. We started back in the Bronze Age with ancient metallurgy and the earliest forms of mineral extraction. Then, as centuries passed, massive advances in engineering and material science brought us into the industrial era. That era was all about industrial-scale steel production and heavy, mechanized mining operations that essentially became the cornerstone of economic growth. But today? Well, today, we are entering a completely new phase. Now it's defined by artificial intelligence, automation, and advanced geospatial technologies. The tools have changed completely.
And it's not just the tools that have changed. It's what we're actually looking for. We're talking about critical minerals. These are essential industrial metals like copper, lithium, and rare earth elements. So why are they critical? Because they are strictly required for clean energy systems, advanced electronics, transportation tech, and our entire digital infrastructure. Literally, without these specific physical materials, your smartphone goes dark. Electric vehicles don't run, and our global clean energy goals just grind to a halt.
Which brings us to Section 2, high-tech mineral extraction.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark juxtaposition between the past and the present. The old operational focus relied heavily on brute force, basically hoping to strike it big with brand new discoveries. But the new focus? It's all about using incredible technology to optimize the existing mines we already have. The industry is hyper-focused on improving recovery rates, reducing operational risk, and greatly enhancing sustainability from the resources we already know are down there.
And they're doing that through an entirely new tech stack. We're talking AI-driven exploration models, incredibly precise satellite mapping, and advanced autonomous systems running the heavy machinery. It is genuinely sci-fi level technology being deployed right now to make operations safer, smarter, and incredibly resource efficient. They're completely reinventing how we interact with the Earth.
Ultimately, this whole high-tech approach essentially removes the guesswork. It serves one massive purpose, which is lowering the uncertainty traditionally associated with mineral exploration. Historically, exploration was this huge financial gamble. You drill and you cross your fingers. But these new digital tools drastically reduce the development risks that have plagued the sector for decades. We can now pinpoint resources with unprecedented efficiency, way before a single shovel even hits the dirt.
Moving on to Section 3, Strategic Global Supply Chains.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because it creates a massive global domino effect. Step 1. Advances in battery chemistry are fundamentally reshaping the demand for specific minerals all around the world. And because that demand is shifting so incredibly fast, we hit Step 2, evolving regulatory frameworks designed to accelerate access to these critical resources. Nations know they need them, and they need them yesterday, which naturally triggers Step 3, strategic export controls. As countries realize the immense value of what they have in the ground, they implement strict controls that dramatically influence the entire global supply chain. It's a massive chain reaction driven by innovation and resource scarcity.
So the crucial point is, this is no longer just standard trade. Governments and industries are practically panicking to stockpile these materials. We're seeing urgent macro-level priorities. The global economy is placing massive emphasis on securing supply security, building strategic reserves, and creating resilient mineral value chains. As demand skyrockets to support global infrastructure, having guaranteed access to these critical minerals is an absolute, non-negotiable priority worldwide.
Now let's look at Section 4, the Sustainability Balancing Act.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core shift we've been talking about today. Metals and mining are no longer only about extraction. They're increasingly about strategy, advanced technology, and thoughtfully building the actual materials foundation for our future. It's a highly complex, foundational sector that requires a massive balancing act to execute responsibly.
But we have to ground ourselves in reality here. Because despite all the brilliant AI and satellite mapping we just talked about, the physical reality of mining still places a heavy, heavy burden on the planet. The industry continues to face major environmental pressures. We're looking at severe water scarcity. Some of these minerals require millions of gallons of water per ton to extract. There are highly complex land use challenges and significant climate-related operational risks. Long-term sustainability remains a major concern, and these physical bottlenecks of moving massive amounts of earth are a very real, critical hurdle.
Which leaves us with this profound final question. Can we extract the foundation of our clean energy future without compromising the environment we are trying to save? It's the absolute central tension of the modern mining era. We desperately need these critical minerals for our high-tech, sustainable future, but getting them requires navigating immense geopolitical and environmental hurdles. It's a fascinating challenge. I hope this explainer gave you a clear, structured view of exactly how the industry is evolving to meet it. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and keep questioning how the world around you is built.